Hello teachers, this is the instructional guide for Primary 3, Term 1, Week 8. Now for this week, there are 2 booklets, and then apart from that, you'll be assigning them a test as well. The first booklet is on money word problem, and then the second booklet is multiplication by 6, right? Okay, so let's start off with booklet number 1. Now, a lot of this question is a recap of what they have learned in Primary 2. So I would skip, right, a lot of questions and go straight into independent practice. Question number 1 for you to demonstrate, right, for them. Now, remember, please do not use the answer key. Please do not show them the answer key. And because if you do that, you just copy. Rather, it is important for you to take them through the process on how to draw the bar model for the respective question. So basically, there are 2 types of question, or rather 2 types of bar model, right? One is single row, or we call it the single bar, right? And then the other one is a comparison model, right? Or stack model. So to find out what whether you draw a single bar or double or a stack row, stack model, it really depends on the question. So if you look at this first question here, Mr. Wong bought a pair of scissors for $6.70. He paid for the scissors with 2 $5 notes. How much change did Mr. Wong receive? Now notice the question does not have more or less or more expensive or cheaper, no, and so on. So this is usually a single bar model. So how do you do this? Mr. Wong bought a pair of scissors for $6.70. All right. Then he paid for scissors. He paid for the scissors with $5 notes. So here, student can identify where the hole is. In this case, the hole is the 2 $5 notes, right? So they have to draw 2 $5 notes is equal to $10. So they draw the hole first, and this is $10. Okay, right this way. And he bought a pair of scissors for $6.70, so that's part of it. Right, so this is $6.70. And then let's see, how much change did he receive? So this is the change, right? This is what he gets back, right? And then put a question mark. Okay, so get them to do the equation and then get them to write the statement, right? Of course, the working, do it on the side, right? So this is where the working goes. Sorry, my line's a bit not straight there. Okay, and then we have question 2. Let's analyze question. As SEMA, the price of one ticket is $7.90 on weekdays, $12.50 on weekends. How much cheaper is a weekday ticket than a weekend? So here, the question is asking for how much cheaper, which means it is a comparison question. And so they have to draw a comparison model. So now they got to decide what are the 2 bars that they need to draw. So they know that one is weekday price, $7.90, and weekend price, $12.50. So what that means is they will draw a longer bar and a shorter bar. So you can always ask them which one is longer, which one is shorter. All right. So weekday is shorter. So they can put weekday. I'm going to just write WD for short weekday. Right. So they draw a shorter one because it is $7.90. And then the weekend price, right? Weekend ticket is longer because it's $12.50. So they draw a longer one. Okay, and then let's not forget, always put in numbers first. So this would be $7.90, and the bottom one will be $12.50, right? Okay, so yeah, I don't have space here because most of it taken up, so you get the idea. And then very important, right? How much cheaper is where this question mark? Okay, how much cheaper? All right, so yeah, after you've demonstrated this question, so they should be able to know what the equation is. Make sure that they've written the equation. They do the working on the side. Okay, and then after that, write the statement. Now with that, you can get them to do question 3 on their own. Right, check for answers. And then you can get them to do question 5 on their own. Right, check the answers. Okay, now we're going to skip a lot of these questions because many of these I would like them to try as homework. But one of the hard questions that I would like you to do with them is question 11. Okay, question 11. So here the question is a bit different, right? Notice this is a story. And then how much money did Nora have and how much money did Alan have at first? Okay, so in order to ask this question, right, students in primary 2, they have already been taught, if it is at first, they got to work backwards. What does work backwards mean? They draw the model from the last sentence and then up. And then so that's what's gonna happen, right? So, okay, she had $28.85 less than Nora. So that means that Alan, you draw a shorter one. And Nora, you do a longer one. You're working backwards. Because usually we draw from the first sentence, right? Now that this is asking how much did Alan have at first, right? We start from the last sentence, okay? So she then had $28, so this is $28.50 less, right? Or you want to label it this way as well. Actually, this should be the way, right? Do it $28.85. Okay, and then what else? And this is after she bought a handbag. So this is what she had left. Right? What Alan have left. 37.25. Right? So can they start answering question already? Well, A is how much Nora has. So it's basically just this amount plus this amount. Right? Now, then they, depending on how it works, they may want to do another model. But you know that now Nora has this much, right? And then what happens after Alan bought a handbag, or rather, we have already drawn this portion here, right? We have drawn this portion here. We're already so this model has already we're working backwards, right, from this sentence to this sentence, and then the final one. So Alan had $23 more than Nora at first. So if Nora is 66, in fact, you don't even have to draw model for this one, right? So some of them can see it. If Nora has $66.10, okay, then Alan would have $23.60 more, right? If you want to draw it, that's fine as well. You draw the same length. That's what you have here. And then now Alan has more. Right? Remember to do a labeling, right? I'm just cutting, saving time for the recording here. So there you go. Right? It'll be this amount plus this amount. Okay. And I'll let you know what the questions that you would like to do with them. Oh, actually, I forgot, right? I think question 13 is good to do with them as well. Right? So please do question 13. So 13 is a bit different. Alex had 46.65 at first. Sorry, it was 46.65. So you can analyze the question with them. At first, Ken had $22 more than Alex. Then he bought this pair of shoes and had $31.65 left. How much money did Alex have? Then Ken the end. How much you can spend on the shoes? So for this one, it's a normal question, right? And you can see there are the words like things like how much more money. So it's definitely a comparison. So they got to draw Alex first. Start with this line. Draw a bar to represent the Alex as 46.65, as what is shown here. Okay, and then after that, at first, Kenneth had 22.50 more than Alex. So you already have drawn Kenneth, right? Okay, so Kenneth have 22. When Kenneth is a longer bar, and this is 22.55 here. All right, and then Ken bought sorry, I keep saying Kenneth, I don't know why. Ken bought a pair of shoes and had $31 left, $31.35 left. So this is the amount left, right? So this must be the amount that he spent on shoes. Okay, so yeah, all right. So use this to help them. So Alex would have 46.65 minus 31.35, and you'll know how much he has, right? So that's for E. First question mark, second question mark. All right, so okay, now for 6 times table, right? Very easy. They actually know the grouping. So the idea of this question here is to get them to see that 2 groups of 3 apples and 3 groups of 2 apples will get you 6 apples, right? 2 times 3 equals 6. 3 times 2 equals 6. All right. So if you look at this times table here, 1 times 6 equals 6, 2 times 6 equals 12, 3 times 6 equals 18. So most of these, they actually would have learned it sometime earlier under 3 times table, 2 times table, and I think even 4 times table. Okay, but this is one way to take them through first. Now, a lot of this question, right, I find it's a bit redundant. So what I'd like you to do instead, okay, is to sorry, my my television suddenly turned on. So I don't know what happened. So let me turn off a bit. Okay, apologies. Was a bit surprised as well why it turned on. Okay, so I think the idea here, right, is to get them to see that we'll just do the guided practice. Okay, so that 3 times 6 is the same as 6 times 3, 5 times 6 is the same as 6 times 5. So therefore, for 6 times 5 equals 30, 5 times 6 equals 30 as well. And then in case for people who have forgotten, right, their times table, this is how you can help them. If 5 groups of 6 equals 30, 6 group of 6 would be 6 more than 30, isn't it? Right, so that's how it works. 7 groups of 6 will be 1 more group of 6 more than 36. So 36 plus 6. So the idea is plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 with each group of 6 being taken consideration. All right. Now, so get them to do the, I think these are quite easy. These are timetable. These are bar model question, not bar model. This is a prelude to word models. So 5 jars will be 5 groups, right? Each jar has 6. So each group has 6. So 5 times 6 was 30. Right, get them to finish all up the guided practice. Okay, let me circle the guided practice here, starting from here. And then I would really skip a lot of all these questions. I think along the way, if you want to test them, that's fine, right? But really what I want you to do with them is perhaps at least, they should be able to do this on their own, right? Because it's scaffold. So maybe get them to do question 7 in class, and then get them to do question 9 in class. Right, and I think the rest I would want them to, let's see, yeah, if you have a time, let's see, perhaps get them to do 16. Okay, question 16, go through with them. And then these are all multiplication, so I would just skip to this portion and give them a few questions here. So the idea is, yeah, in fact, just randomly if you have time. If not, they can always do this at home. I think it's quite easy. Okay. Right. So the rest I would just skip, and that's it. Okay. So now what is important, right? Maybe a few more questions if you have time, right? So I'm just circling some random questions. Now, as a preparation for next week's topic, which is on division by 6, I would like you to get them to memorize the times table, right? Please get them to memorize the times table. Okay, say that you'll test them next week, right? But and you don't even have to tell them that he's preparing for next class, division, right? So get them to memorize the times table. Okay, all right, and then next week when they do division, it'll be easier. So they can actually memorize. You can actually get them to fill in this form here. They can actually learn from here, or okay, they can learn from, oops, I keep exiting. Okay, so they can learn from here, right? Or they can learn from this page as well. It's up to them. And that's it. Thank you.